We started.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. That's okay. Hey everybody, welcome to Hart Talks. So today, I always do this. I know it's an old joke now, but I've got a man in my bedroom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joshua Royal. Thank you for coming on to Hart Talks this week. So Joshua, I just want you to tell us a bit about you. Give us a 2-minute.
2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm timing you.
Okay. So I was born in Sri Lanka. I was adopted as a baby. I grew up in Oxfordshire. I trained as a ballet dancer. I was diagnosed with HIV in 2015 after being diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I took a 6-year break from dancing. I've gone into teaching now. I've got a supportive family. I love to travel. I love nightlife. And I'm single.
I love it. It's always important to get that in.
Well, you never know.
Exactly, you never know who's watching.
I know.
You know? Right. But so it's really interesting, obviously, for me to talk to somebody else who's in the arts, who, you know, has been diagnosed with HIV. And obviously there's a big time gap. Yeah, so I was diagnosed in 2006, you were diagnosed in 2015. But do you think it's easy to talk about HIV, or easier to talk about HIV in the arts now than it was?
I think in general it's getting easier. I think it's starting to normalise slightly. I still think we have a long way to go, but I think since coming out as HIV positive, a lot of people have come forward to me about their status and like saying, Joshua, this is really brave of you. I'm still not yet there yet, but I want to be able to do what you're doing at some point. But I think it's just a journey of self-love and the timing and finding your place in society. Yeah. It's not everyone can come out openly about it. It's a very personal thing. But I think inspiring others to share their story, I think it's definitely normalising more with the impact of It's a Sin, Billy Porter coming out as HIV positive, big names in the arts. It's just really exciting, actually.
So it's funny how there's quite a number of, you know, we found out today that quite a number of things in our lives we've crossed paths.
I've seen him get strangled.
Yeah.
On stage.
He's on stage, get that in there. It was on stage. You saw me in Bombay Dreams many moons ago. But also the fact that you were adopted. Yeah. And you're in the arts. So this is kind of going off track a bit. But do you think that being adopted, you talked to me earlier about not loving yourself enough and putting yourselves in situations where you're putting yourself at danger. Yeah. Do you think that adoption had anything to do with that?
Well, I think being adopted meant I had so much love from my family. Like, my mum couldn't have her own child, so I was her first child. And to see me get diagnosed with HIV was probably the most heartbreaking thing for her. Right. Because I'm like her first child, and like, really we have so much we're so similar in personality. Like, she's a proper businesswoman. She's like very like judgmental of like my boyfriends. She's never approved of anything. No one is good enough for my mum. Yeah. I think it was just like I've had so much love in my family, but I just felt I let them down so much. It was that shame. I felt like, how can I tell my mum and dad? They've given me everything I've ever wanted. They supported all my dreams, my career as a dancer. They let me be open with my sexuality, you know. And I just felt I put so much shame on them that I couldn't bring myself to tell them. You know, it's that guilt. It's that guilt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because even you don't. The last thing you want to do is hurt them.
I don't want to hurt them.
Yeah. But turning the coin on that, what you are doing now is amazing, and it's really important, and it's really necessary. And tell us about The Naked Truth.
So The Naked Truth I created in 2020.
Tell everybody how you created it.
So literally it was because I had a day off. I had a day off and I was like, what can I do for World AIDS Day?
I love that.
Yeah, so I just decided to do something, and I kind of got artists from around the world that I knew of that were willing to create a film. So it was like a short film on the theme of HIV, and it was dance, music, poetry, interviews with, you know, Jide Macaulay.
Yes, I know
Jaden
Jaden,
Macaulay,
yeah.
Liam
BT,
BT,
Yep.
from Terence Higgins Trust.
Yep.
And it was literally, we've created this big film production, which got into something much bigger than I ever thought it would be. We did it all on donations. We raised £1,500. And all the money went to the Terence Higgins Trust. But it was just really great collaboration during lockdown.
Yeah.
So everyone during COVID was it was such a buzz because everyone was like still getting that joy of performing. It wasn't to a live audience, but it was like it was a personal journey, and I think everyone that watched it was really moved by it. No one gave me any negative feedback from it. And we now want to take this to the next level.
Yeah.
So this year we're doing a promo film, which is featuring Nathaniel J. Hall,
who
you've
know.
met before,
Yep.
and Ian Green, who you also know, and then Aaron Blair Manga, who was the original main and Juliet. I was blown away by his jawline. I was like, I need you.
He's
in
gorgeous,
my event.
isn't
Gorgeous.
he? Yeah.
And then I had Greg Pritchard, who I met in Sitges, who was the semi-finalist in 2009 of Britain's Got Talent.
Where did you meet each other?
On the beach. On the beach. And yeah, so we're just giving a little taste of what we want to bring to the Clapham Grand, which is an iconic gay venue.
Yes.
I just think it would be really good to have like drag, poetry, music, an after party, VIP reception, something really celebrating people with HIV, and it'll be the 40th year anniversary of the Terence Higgins Trust. So we've also collaborated with Deuce, I think it's Deuce, that's how you say it, DZUS. And we've now got merchandise which gives 30% of the profit to the Terence Higgins Trust.
I'll put the link for that in the description box below.
Please do.
So, going back to, dance. It's, we were talking earlier as well about just how it's not easy being a dancer, is it?
Oh my God, no.
The training, the work.
Football's easy.
The work you have to put in, and how long your life as a dancer is, because a lot of my friends hit 30.
I think a lot of dancers during COVID decided to retire because they're like having a year off where they weren't dancing and just in the homes. They were like, okay, I'm not going to go anywhere from this, or I've just had enough. And to get back in shape to where you are performing.
The impact on your body as well.
You have to be training and performing all the time, and I just think it's a short career, but it's a really fulfilling career. It's your passion, and I mean, even though I don't perform as much as I used to, I teach, and I really love inspiring the next generation of dancers. To see the boys really enthusiastic and like this. It's a real thrill, and I'm like, I think it was my calling. After having a 6-year break for the dance world.
Yeah, because you kind of have to have a break sometimes to realise what's next for you and where you're going, isn't it? So going back to what we were talking about, the naked truth.
Yeah.
Why is being vocal important to you?
I think for everyone that becomes HIV positive, you kind of have this calling to do advocacy. I think it's just you feel like you want to help the community. I think being HIV positive, you become a family and you all support each other. We all want to get that same message that is like you equals you, ending HIV stigma. We all want to come together to make it normal to talk about, and to know that you can't transmit the virus, that it's not a death sentence. We've got PrEP in the UK, which is free, and that we've got to get rid of these myths from the past, because we can live a healthy, normal life. I think that's what's really important.
I think the myths from the past thing is a big part of it, because everybody that's in my age group still remembers the Tombstone advert, and it's always there. But some people haven't caught up to where we are now.
I mean, It's a Sin had a real impact on the world this year.
Yeah.
And thanks to Russell T Davies for creating this amazing series.
Yeah.
Because it really got people thinking about HIV and getting more testing around the UK and worldwide. And I think just people like Billy Porter coming out as HIV positive, people that people look up to and as role models, I think it's really important they come forward and tell their stories. So that's really why I was called to advocacy, because I was like, I felt if I had a position where I could inspire dancers or people that were feeling like it was something to be ashamed of. Like, you can be a positive, a happy person. I'm a happy person.
Yeah.
I think it's getting that across to people that it doesn't mean you're depressed or you're like a disease. Like, it's normal.
You're more than HIV.
Yeah, I'm more than HIV.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
exactly.
Is coming soon
and
too.
we all are.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much more to it. I always say that. You know, I say I'm an actor, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a, you know, all these things. You know, I'm adopted, I'm diabetic. All these
just
things.
Me.
Yeah, you know, there's so many things to us. You know, and it's about not making HIV that only thing that people see in us.
No.
Because we're
so
just
much
human.
We're human.
We're so much more. You know. It's really important for people to realise that. So we're also, both of us are part of another campaign that I'm going to be doing. The next video that you guys see will be me in Brighton, and there's a exhibition on called More to Me Than HIV, which Joshua and I are both part of. Some wonderful photographs. So we'll be in Brighton seeing that. So we've both been part of that as well. And I think it excites me hearing you talk about the naked truth, because I needed that when I was, you know, and it wasn't around. Yeah. There wasn't anything like that. So to hear you doing it now, it kind of it makes me feel all warm and gooey inside, you know, because it's just like it was so needed, and it's great to see that somebody is doing it now, and to see people like Nathaniel and Ian, you know, who are all getting involved, and it's just like. Yeah,
I just think arts is such a great way of expressing
yourself. Yeah, bitches talk, you know.
It's a great way of expressing yourself without words, and like it's a way of expressing through music and poetry and art, and it's just it can be really powerful if done correctly, and it sends a message through another way rather than vocally. Well, obviously singing, but you know, like it's another way of approaching advocacy. Yeah,
and it's massively important. So now tell us. You teach, and as for myself, I was an actor, singer, dancer. That's the way it went for me. You know, your strengths. Yeah. So that dancing for me was always the hardest thing. So
class.
I know. I knew you were going to say that. But ballet, for you know, tell us about the range of people that you have. You know, like in your classes. Is it?
Well, I teach kids Monday to Friday.
Right.
And Wednesday nights I teach adults. Right. So I get a mixture of adults, different shapes, different sizes, different ages.
Yeah.
Different standards and levels of dance.
Because I think that's important for people to know that you can be larger and go to a ballet class. I think if you've got a passion... you know, aren't you at a dance class? You're
my kids, I just want them to have fun and express themselves. I think when you get to professional level, it's so heart destroying.
Oh, yeah.
And I teach kids that have never done dance before. And, you know, I think I prefer doing that than professionals. Because there's so many schools out there that teach professionals, and they become anorexic, or they never want to dance again in their life. Yeah. I dance to modern day songs. We dance to Sia, we dance to Lady Gaga, we dance to Ellie Goulding. Like, we just dance, but we still do some of the repertoire. We do like Fairy, Aurora. But, you know, I make it fun. Like, I don't want people to hate ballet. Like, I lost the passion for dance because it became like I was just doing the steps. Yeah. I lost the reason why I wanted to dance in the first place, and I think that's what was missing in my life. Yeah. Was that passion, that drive, that fire inside that just makes you want to get up there and perform in front of an orchestra and a stage, centre, spotlight, you know, all that, you know? Yeah. I think it's bringing that sense of theatre into the dance class, so they get that sense of what it's all about, you know.
So you mentioned this lady, so I'm just gonna touch on her, because if you follow Joshua on Facebook, you'll see that he is a Lady Gaga fan.
I love Gaga. If I meet her in my lifetime, I'll die happy.
So we're putting a shout out there, Gaga, if you're watching this man.
I want to meet you. I'm going to the Chromatica Ball next year. Well, it's been postponed for 2 years. Yeah. But you know what? I've got real karma with Gaga, because she cancelled the Tony Bennett one. Yes. Yeah, the Cheek to Cheek. I got to this concert, then they cancelled when we got outside the doors. Right. Because Tony Bennett was ill. Yeah. Then the Art Pop Ball, she was ill. Yeah. So she cancelled that one. And this time, because of COVID, she's cancelled the Chromatica Ball. I just need to see her one last time. The Chromatica Ball just brought all those heartbreaks back to my
Maybe we'll get it for the Naked Truth 2022.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
Could you imagine?
That is my dream. That's my goal. That's my goal.
Lady Gaga at the Clapham Grand.
I think we'd have to upgrade the venue, but.
Oh, Joshua, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'll put all the links for the online store, the Naked
website,
Truth, all that kind of stuff. I'll put that all in the description box below. If I could ask you to, I didn't pre-warn Joshua of this question, so you might be like,
oh gosh.
But if you could say one thing, no, if you could say two things. First of all, if you could say something to somebody watching who's just been diagnosed with HIV, and then the second question is, what would you say to somebody that isn't living with HIV, that doesn't know where we are now, you know, is kind of still in the 80s, you know, about with HIV?
I would say for people that are just diagnosed with HIV, that you are not alone. There's help out there. You can seek help. It's not a life sentence, and you'll be okay. And then for those that are uneducated, educate yourselves.
Yeah.
And don't judge before you get to know someone.
Because we're amazing, aren't we?
Because we're fabulous.
We are wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, Joshua, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.